Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with women's swimming captain Sarah Schaffer and women's basketball captain Paige Corvino. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington and Lee athletics. Men's and women's swimming both captured ODAC titles in Greensboro, breaking multiple school and meet records and posting a number of NCAA A and B cut times. At the Centennial Conference Wrestling Championship, 4 generals finished as place winners as WNL came in 5th overall. Women's basketball claimed its 4th straight win, downing Roanoke 73-63 in Salem, while men's hoops lost 81-78 in overtime on the road against ODAC leading Virginia Wesleyan. Men's tennis opened its season with victories over Randolph-Macon and Christopher Newport, and baseball split a doubleheader at Greensboro. And the riding team competed in 2 events, tying for 5th at Randolph and then placing 7th at the Sweetbriar Lynchburg Invitational. Joining me now is senior swimming captain Sarah Schaffer from Wheaton, Illinois. Sarah, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
The ODAC title was the 26th for the women's swimming program. It was the 4th in as many years for you and your class. What has it meant to you and the other seniors to continue WNL's reputation as the conference's best program?
Yeah, we've been extremely fortunate to come into such a strong program. It was pretty clear to us freshman year that we were held to a higher standard to really maintain that excellence each and every year. And I know that it's really meant a lot to continue that, and I'd say that all of the senior class has been really proud to say that we've been ODAC champions all 4 years that we've been here.
With the Generals' long-running success, the conference title wasn't necessarily surprising, but the team broke a number of school and meet records. You produced some potential NCAA qualifying times. How pleased were you with the performance in Greensboro?
Yeah, I would say that this is definitely the fastest ODAC that I've ever been a part of. Generally, after each session, our coach gets up and kind of gives us a quick recap of all of the standout swims from the session. And this year, I mean, she couldn't even recall all of the standout swims because there were so many best times and records broken. And I would say it was really exciting to watch every race. It kept the spirits high, and it was especially exciting to see the seniors go out on such a high note because it was some of the fastest swimming that they've done in years.
You were part of several record-breaking relays during the ODAC championship. What factors go into a successful relay team?
Yeah, I would say trust, accountability, and just a really positive energy. Relays can sometimes be kind of tough, especially at the end of the meet. We're all pretty tired and sore, so going into it with a positive energy is definitely key. And just kind of knowing that you and your relay teammates are holding you accountable for your swims. I know that my success is their success and vice versa. And this year especially, when we went into the relays knowing that we had a potential to maybe qualify for nationals in them. So just kind of not overthinking it, keeping that positive energy. And this year actually might be the first time that WNL women's swimming program will send a women's relay to nationals.
How much has the WNL program grown and evolved during your 4 years on campus?
Yeah, so the biggest change was obviously my freshman year when Coach Gardner took over the men's program and kind of combined the program into one team officially that year. And then last year when we brought the men to ODACs with us. But beyond that, I think that we've really just improved our morale and attitude over the past 4 years. And that really wouldn't have been possible without the strong leadership that we've had over the past few years. And I mean, it's been an incredible experience being a part of a program that's grown exponentially in just a short amount of time. And so I'm really excited to continue following WNL Swimming and see where they go in the next few years.
Sarah, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the ODAC title.
Thank you.
With me in the studio is Paige Corvino, senior basketball captain from Clarendon Hills, Illinois. Paige, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
After 3 tough losses to the teams just ahead of you in the ODAC standings, the Generals have reeled off 4 straight wins. How pleased have you been with the way WNL has bounced back over the last couple of weeks?
I've been really pleased with the way that we have been able to bounce back. You know, as you mentioned, those were 3 really tough losses to some great teams in the ODAC. However, I think that also has really helped us kind of put the rest of our season in perspective. We know that every time we go out, any team is going to come up and play the best game that they can against us. And so we knew that we kind of had to step up if we wanted to accomplish all our goals, like being top 4 and win the ODACs this year, that we would have to come out and play the best games as possible. And so, you know, as you've seen in these last 4 games, we really have kind of stepped up to that challenge. So I'm really pleased with how we have been doing that.
You're in the top 10 in program history in steals. You typically guard the biggest perimeter threat for the opposing team. What's made you so effective on the defensive end?
You know, one of the biggest factors in me being so effective on the defensive end is definitely the other 4 people that have been on the court with me. You know, a lot of my steals come from me just stepping through the passing lane. And without the other 4 people on the court, you know, the other 3 defenders who are off the ball really clog up the passing lanes. And then we have some great on-ball defenders who really fluster the person with the ball. And so that's just allowed me to really capitalize on that. And I'm glad that I've just been able to, you know, show up on the defensive end to help our team in any way possible.
If W&L defeats Eastern Mennonite on Saturday, you'll clinch a bye in the first round of the ODAC tournament. What would that accomplishment mean to the team?
That accomplishment would really be huge for us. We know that no matter what, the path in the ODAC is going to be really tough. You know, all the teams that are playing right now are playing really well. And so whoever we're matched up against, if we really get that bye, we could even have a slight advantage just with having a little extra rest compared to the team that we're going to be matched up against. And furthermore, I think that it would really give us a good confidence boost. We know that we're a great team, but kind of being rewarded for being top 4 and getting that bye would just be really huge for us.
You mentioned a boost to the confidence. Where is the team's confidence level as you approach the ODAC tournament?
Right now, I think that our team's confidence level is pretty high. You know, throughout the season, we've had a lot of ups and downs, but recently we've been playing really well, and we know that confidence is one of those factors that is controllable. And so going into a game, if we're not as confident as the other team, that's already a disadvantage. So we know that that's important. And also Coach Clancy has really been pushing confidence with us this year, you know, on an individual and team level. And so we've really been trying to focus on that, encouraging all of our players. And then that really leads into just us having team confidence and kind of looking around and trusting each other to know that we'll be able to accomplish our goal of winning an ODAC championship.
Paige, thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks for having me.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. On Saturday, baseball heads to Arlington for a doubleheader against Marymount, while men's lacrosse will entertain Denison. Women's lacrosse opens the season against Mary Washington, and women's tennis will also begin its spring schedule with ODAC matches against Hollins and Randolph. Men's basketball wraps up the regular season at Randolph, while women's hoops plays host to Eastern Mennonite. Also Saturday, riding competes at Bridgewater, and men's and women's track and field will return to Winston-Salem for the UCS Invitational. And on Sunday, baseball takes on Southern Vermont in a home doubleheader, while women's tennis travels to Longwood. For W&L Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.